Before shining on film, these actors were making waves in athletics. Demonstrating skill and devotion are limitless. These entertainment stars refined their abilities and showed off their athleticism before they became famous. Their athletic accomplishments, dominating on the field, smashing records, and winning championships lent discipline, perseverance, and determination to their acting careers. We'll explore these remarkable sportsmen turned actors' interesting, inspirational, and often unexpected routes from sports prominence to Hollywood recognition. So be ready to be astounded by the travels of these versatile artists who have succeeded in several arenas, enthralling viewers with their amazing abilities on and off film. Jennifer Lawrence. Given how quickly Jennifer Lawrence's acting career has taken off in the last few years, one would believe her parents forced her to take theatrical courses when she was younger. Though it was for sports, that was not the case. Mr. and Mrs. Lawrence required their children to participate in after-school sports. The movie celebrity cheered and played field hockey, basketball, softball, and other sports. In the end, J-Law acknowledged she did not enjoy athletics, even though she excelled in them very well. She decided to give up athletics and get into Hollywood. It's the perfect choice since her films have brought in $6 billion at the box office. Nina Dobrev. It's difficult to pinpoint precisely what Nina Dobrev, star of Vampire Diaries and Degrassi Next Generation, excels at, either being an elite athlete or winning our hearts on the big screen. The actress's experience in the sport is really broad. Dobrev is an avid sportsman who enjoys playing basketball, volleyball, soccer, rock climbing, skiing, wakeboarding, and snowboarding. She even serves as the official spokesperson for the Reebok x Les Mills collaboration. Furthermore, the actress from the Flatliners trained as a gymnast for several years before pursuing acting full-time. She's also frequently attracted to celebrity athletic events like the Celebrity Beach Bowl. Jamie Foxx. Before his well-recognized roles in films such as Ray, Collateral Damage, Django, and others, Jamie Foxx had his sights set on two different arenas, the basketball court and the football field. Foxx was a straight-A student at Terrell High School when he was younger. He engaged in both sports there. After high school, he intended to try out for the Dallas Cowboys. Foxx became the first athlete in school history to throw for more than 1,000 yards. This very gifted man was also a leather and lace band member. Even though Jamie's life did not turn out as planned, his love of athletics has not diminished. The actor is still active as a player and a fan of his hometown Dallas Mavericks. Carl Weathers. Before playing professional football for the NFL Oakland Raiders, Carl Weathers was a San Diego State University Aztec rusher. He majored in theater in college. As he said, he had one eye on the football and the other on Hollywood. Acting prevailed. His portrayal of Apollo Creed in the renowned Rocky film series proved a huge success. Growing up, he watched Sidney Poitier's films and always wanted to be an actor. Without a doubt, his fantasy came true. Before Creed's demise in Rocky IV, he appeared in several films and television shows, including Rocky. Tom Cruise. Formerly a feisty young soccer player, Tom Cruise became Hollywood's leading man. You can see hints of his abilities even as he plays with Cameron Diaz on the Night and Day set. You may have noticed Cameron Diaz's talent. Cruise and David Beckham also have a great bromance. Cruise was a wrestler and soccer player, but he was injured and had to sit out matches. After retiring from the game, he focused on acting and went to audition for the Guys and Dolls performance at his high school. Burt Reynolds. Football was Burt Reynolds' real passion. I apologize, ladies. After the hunk's outstanding performance in high school won him a scholarship to Florida State, he fell in love with the sport for the first time. Unfortunately, his hopes were dashed by a vehicle accident that left him with further ailments on top of a knee injury. But his allegiance remained to the Florida State Seminoles, to whom he made several large-scale financial donations and watched games from the sidelines. He once purchased new, more stylish clothes for the Seminoles team, which they gladly wore. The team loved its standout player. However, the most memorable films we've seen him in are Deliverance, The Longest Yard, and Smokey and the Bandit. At 82, Reynolds died last year. Rest in peace. Dave Bautista. Dave Bautista has undoubtedly established himself inside and outside the ring, even if he may not be as well known as Hulk Hogan. Bautista was often warned throughout his training that he would never be successful. Now that I'm looking at him, it's very confusing. Under the ring moniker Batista, the monster wrestler debuted on the WWE SmackDown in May 2002. The wrestler won the World Heavyweight Championship 6 times after changing it to the more appropriate moniker The Animal. Dave quit professional wrestling in 2010 after feeling he had accomplished almost everything and started acting in movies including Riddick, The Wrong Side of Town, House of the Rising Sun, and The Man with the Iron Fists. He even managed to get a part as Drax the Destroyer in the wildly successful Guardians of the Galaxy movie in 2014. Steve Carell. In an ESPN interview, Steve Carell seems to have ended what may have been a respectable ice hockey career. The Office star had to compete for his goaltender spot in a Division I college hockey program while still in high school. The idea of going all out put off Steve, and he chose to stick in Division III throughout his time at Denison University. Later in life, he got his chance when he appeared in the Office episode Michael's Birthday and played a deadly game. Tom Selleck. Even though Tom Selleck would like not to be recognized as the sexual icon of a generation, the icon was featured 4 times on the cover of Playgirl magazine. Riding in a hot Italian sports vehicle while working as a private investigator for Magnum PI, he made this appeal only after he was awarded a basketball scholarship to play at USC. After being bitten by the show business bug, Selleck left the Trojans to pursue acting training at the Beverly Hills Playhouse. He landed the main role of Thomas Magnum after doing some modeling, little television roles, and commercials. He still loves sports and is a formidable beach volleyball player, but his film career has far outpaced his basketball career. He takes baseball and ice hockey seriously as well. He used to own a portion of his beloved Detroit Tigers baseball franchise. Aubrey Plaza. Not as glum as she seems on TV, Aubrey Plaza is the queen of sarcasm and deadpan humor. The Parks and Rec actress plays basketball with the Pistol Shrimps, a recreational women's team headquartered in Los Angeles, and has been a member for many seasons. The group attracted so much attention, composed chiefly of authors and performers, that a peculiar little documentary was made about it in 2016. The actress, who got rather passionate about team promotion on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, has been highly outspoken about how much she loves her squad. Jason Lee. Jason Lee dropped out of high school to pursue a career as a professional skateboarder because he was too cool for school. The native of Huntington Beach is now successful in 3 highly sought-after fields. Lee, the renowned slacker actor from Mallrats and Chasing Amy, is most recognized globally for his role as Earl in My Name is Earl. His professional shredding and TV and cinematic accomplishments needed to be more. Lee turned his love of photography into a career, and his pre-production book sold out. He received 2 nominations for Best Actor while playing Earl. In addition, he's a co-founder of a very appealing skateboard firm. Lee used to do insane street tricks, including kinked rails, variable kickflips, and 360-degree flips over any accessible surface. Jon Stewart. Men's soccer walk-on John Stewart Leibowitz, call him Lebo, played for William & Mary. As an all-state player from high school in 1980, the coach immediately moved Jon Stewart to the JV squad despite his high aspirations for varsity classification. Envious of the varsity team's NCAA Regional Champs sweatshirts, Stewart said in his old coach's book, "At that time in my life, all I wanted was to earn one of those damn sweatshirts and to get unmarried." But that's for the preface of a whole nother book. He worked hard as a rigid wing and earned a position on the varsity squad. Because of his tough athleticism on the field and his inspiring pep speeches in the locker room of it, Lebo rose to prominence for the squad. In honor of Stewart's assistance, the William and Mary Soccer Program established the yearly Lebo Award 1 year before the debut of Stewart's Daily Show. 2 Chainz. The rapper, now 6'5" tall, found it easy to amuse himself on the court. After winning a scholarship to Alabama State University, the rapper played basketball from 1996 to 1997. 2 Chainz, whose real name is Tauheed Epps, was a Division I basketball prospect at College Park, Georgia's North Clayton High School. The rapper also participated in 24 to 29 games during his one season at Alabama State University. What indeed drew notice to the rapper was the uniqueness of his voice. Additionally, before he knew it, the Dave Chappelle Show, America's top comedy program, was making fun of him. After several rap songs, 2 Chainz's time playing basketball is long forgotten. Jane Lynch. Given her height of 1.83 meters, it's unsurprising that Jane Lynch, Glee star, was an exceptional softball and basketball player before entering our screens. Despite her excellent skill, especially given her height, she didn't much like basketball, but was an avid softball player. She's a devoted clubgoer, and judging by how her Glee character Sue looks, she's a monster on the court. Gwen Stefani. Gwen Stefani's amazing physique is no coincidence. Although she may be able to sustain it with a strict exercise regimen, the no-doubt soloist's incredible strength and size came from competing on the swim team at Laura High School. The 43-year-old told Harper's Bazaar that the only ways she can keep her body in good shape these days are to eat healthily, work out, and torture yourself. She now only does cardio workouts and performs live. Ed O'Neill. In real life, Ed O'Neill played football on scholarship at Ohio University in Youngstown. At his peak, the gifted athlete was drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers. After being cut during training camp, O'Neill turned to acting. Unmarried with children, he played the outrageous shoe salesman Al Bundy, who lamented his glory days as a high school football star from his permanent couch, while his bimbo wife, Peg, never missed an opportunity to emasculate him with biting wit. O'Neill hit it big again as a different kind of dad with Modern Family, for which he's received 3 Emmy nominations. Chuck Connors. Chuck Connors was a household name as an amazing athlete who's shown in the NBA and MLB. Granted, playing in both leagues was more socially acceptable in the 1940s, but it was still a very impressive feat. The old legend went from ruling the sports field to taking over the screen with a successful career, mostly in television westerns. His most well-known role was leading in The Rifleman, which aired for 168 episodes. Channing Tatum. Channing Tatum began his career in entertainment as a male stripper at an exotic dance club. However, how did he get that amazing body? The truth is that he's an amazing athlete who trained in martial arts, played college football on a scholarship, and excelled in all sports in high school. Exotic dancing led to a modeling career with Abercrombie & Fitch, Gap, and Nautica, all vying for his toned body. An accidental appearance in Ricky Martin's music video She Bangs brought him $400 and gave him a big break in film acting. You can recognize him in movies like Coach Carter, Step Up, She's the Man, and 21 Jump Street. Just as his time as an exotic dancer prepared him for Magic Mike, his martial arts and challenging tackling skills cued him for action roles. By 2012, Channing became the sexiest man alive, according to People magazine. Gina Carano. Here's another action movie star who brings the real deal to the big screen. Gina Carano has set championship records in women's martial arts, competing in the male-dominated Elite XC and Strikeforce tournaments and becoming the 3rd best female fighter in the world. In 2009, she faced off against Chris Cyborg at Strikeforce, marking the first time 2 women headlined a major MMA event. Carano won the first ever female Chuck Norris Award for Best Action Star in Haywire for adapting those moves to film. She also amazed fans on Deadpool, earning numerous accolades and being dubbed the hottest woman in the world by various publications. And speaking, she drives her car like an action hero, racing down the freeway at 126 miles per hour, a fact that the police did not agree with. David Duchovny. David Duchovny developed his literary skills at Princeton and Yale, earning some recognition as a poet before quitting his doctoral studies to pursue acting full-time. After 2 years of minor roles, Duchovny landed the DEA role on Twin Peaks, leading to his immense popularity in the 1990s with The X-Files, and more recently, as the younger gens rediscovered the extraordinary series. Like Agent Mulder, he and Scully chased paranormal phenomena and cracked conspiracy theories. However, if he hadn't succeeded as an actor, his next move would have been professional basketball or baseball. At Princeton, he played shooting guard for the varsity basketball team and center field for the JV baseball team. Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee, a true legend in every sense, started as a child actor in his hometown of Hong Kong. At 18, having already become a martial arts master, he moved to the United States and started teaching it. Drawing on his Chinese heritage, Bruce Lee became a significant influence in developing mixed martial arts, or MMA, which has been hailed for bridging the divide between the East and the West. His iconic roles in martial arts films such as Way of the Dragon in 1972 and Enter the Dragon in 1973 have even been credited with altering the American perception of Chinese people, which was previously held to be weak and cowardly. Sean Connery. Sean Connery was born into a rough-and-tumble neighborhood in Scotland's slums, where he was known by the street name Tommy. He made a strong impression playing soccer and tag and later joined the Dunedin weightlifting club to win over women. His goal was accomplished when the weightlifting community nominated him for Mr. Universe, and he traveled to London to compete. Connery won a medal and was discovered by the producers of Rodgers and Hammerstein's South Pacific musical. At the age of 23, he was set to become a professional football player or an actor, and after a few minor roles on British TV and film, he was cast as James Bond. In October 2020, the sports and acting legend passed away peacefully. Britney Spears. The pop queen was quite the athlete before she became a famous singer. Having achieved success at 16, the Oops, I Did It Again singer was playing high school basketball and things seemed pretty promising. Could we have a future WNBA star on our hands? Britney continues to shoot hoops and even loves to share it on Twitter. In a 2017 post, Queen Britney dunked quite a few. Now that her music career is slowed, we wonder if she has second thoughts. While she's had plenty of opportunities, this could be her last. Hulk Hogan. This transition went fairly smoothly due to the many theatrics involved in professional wrestling. Of course, it helped that during his wrestling career, his face was just about on every product in supermarkets and toy stores. The wrestler made his debut, Rocky III, in 1982 as Thunderlips. After that, he continued doing many more TV and film roles. Like many more charismatic wrestlers out of the WWE, Hulk Hogan was one of the lucky ones who transitioned into the big screen medium. His wrestling career is breathtaking. Uzo Aduba. For 45 minutes, Uzo Aduba considered giving up acting and going into law, but then she received a call from Orange is the New Black, which was undoubtedly her lucky break. Her talent was so evident in the part complex, part deranged role of Susan Crazy Eyes Warren that Aduba won 2 Emmys and 2 SAGs for the comedy-drama series. Aduba was awarded a track scholarship to Boston University, where she studied theater and opera and broke records in the 100 and 200-meter sprints. James Dean. The actor known for Rebel Without a Cause passed away too soon. His acting prowess elevated him to a cultural icon for 1950s youth. But James Dean was more than just a boy in glasses. A multi-talented athlete, he played basketball, baseball, and track, setting records and winning medals in his senior year of high school. Before playing college basketball, he stood out for his hometown's Fairmount High Quakers in Indiana. Kevin Garnett. Known as one of the greatest power forwards of all time, Garnett won Defensive Player of the Year and Most Valuable Player awards. In addition to his amazing achievements on the court, the athlete has recently made waves in the entertainment industry thanks to the Safdie brothers, the explosive directors of Uncut Gems. He stars alongside Adam Sandler in the film, which has only had one role thus far, but we can expect to see more of him in the future. Tony Danza. At first glance, this endearing face, with cheeks that beg to be pinched by adoring Italian grandparents, does not betray its boxing moniker, Dangerous Tony Danza. To put it another way, Danza was a scrapper. After learning to fight on the streets of Brooklyn, he got his hands on some gloves and went pro. Of 15 fights, Tough Tony won 12, each by knockout. Never mind that he lost the other bouts by knockout. Meanwhile, Danza attended the University of Dubuque in Iowa on a wrestling scholarship before turning actor and acting. While playing boxer Tony Banta on the TV classic Taxi, Danza continued to dream of becoming a world champion boxer. Instead, his endearing persona on Who's the Boss garnered him even more admiring awes from fans. Kate Hudson. According to People magazine, the Golden Girl, Kate Hudson, gave up her dream of playing soccer to pursue acting. In a candid interview with Vogue, the actress revealed that she had once considered playing soccer professionally and was planning to play in college. However, the almost famous star changed her mind after realizing that the competitive sport was taking time away from her dancing and decided to focus more on facing, acting, and singing. As we all know, that decision took a toll on Hudson's career. LeBron James. We all know LeBron James from his on-court exploits, but in recent years, his career in show business has taken a severe turn. The basketball player made waves in the Amy Schumer comedy Trainwreck, receiving praise for his comedic abilities even from the greats. Since then, he's been in an increasing number of movies, including the reboot of Space Jam. Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell is a well-known Hollywood fixture, voted best looking by the class of 1969 at Thousand Oaks High School. We also know that he's a frequent partner and lover of Goldie Hawn, the movie star, and that he has a knack for playing the hero in beloved movies. However, did you know this dapper played second base in Major League Baseball? In 1971, he was a switch hitter for the California Angels in Class A minor league baseball. In 1973, he advanced to Class AA, but a torn rotator cuff forced him to pursue a career in acting. Shaquille O'Neal. Even though Shaquille O'Neal is practically synonymous with basketball, he succeeded in his endeavors off the court. The former athlete has acted in several films, some of which bombed like Kazam or Steel. He made a great cameo in Curb Your Enthusiasm as himself, and of course he's becoming increasingly well-known in television and film. Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones played varsity football as well. He was an all-league offensive guard and played in the most famous Ivy League game, Harvard versus Yale, known as the Tie. That season, his Crimson team went undefeated. He also appeared in undergrad theater productions. Students would find him in the sports locker room, suiting up in costume for rehearsal. Acting won out, and today we know him as the baddest tough guy on the big screen in movies like Men in Black and The Fugitive. Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey was the best female MMA fighter in the world before switching to WWE, where she made more waves. But aside from sports, Rousey has been honing her acting chops, and despite her tough exterior, she's landed chiefly action roles that showcase her formidable fighting skills. Most recently, though, she appeared in an episode of the hilarious web series Drunk History on the Funny or Die channel. Tina Fey. Is it that female comics and tennis go together so well? Ellen is not the only 30 Rock star. Tina Fey, who spent her formative years pursuing her career with a racket in hand. Fey was a standout player at Upper Darby High in Pennsylvania and nearly went pro while also winning the drama club. At 49, Fey is focused on a new network series called Good News and raising her 2 children with her husband, composer Jeff Richmond. Tennis seems to be a thing of the past. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger has taken on many identities over the years. He was first known as the bodybuilder, later as the Terminator, and most recently as the Governator. How did it all start? He established himself as one of the world's best bodybuilders, winning numerous bodybuilding competitions, including Mr. Universe at age 20. His fantastic physique wasn't enough to earn him bodybuilding victories. It also landed him roles in several well-known action films, including Conan the Barbarian, The Terminator, Predator, and Total Recall. If that wasn't enough, the accomplished athlete and actor entered politics, becoming the governor of California from 2003 to 2011. John Amos. Though the athletic career began to slow down, John Amos fortunately found his calling in acting. The actor starred in the sitcom Good Times, even becoming well-known for his catchphrase, "Dynamite." The actor also appeared in Roots. Before all that, he was a decent ballplayer with the makings of a promising college career and a few stints in minor football leagues that have sadly since folded. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, a 6'5", 260-pound muscle man, was courted by Hollywood until he broke onto the silver screen with The Mummy Returns. His brawn was also featured in the long-running, extremely profitable franchise The Fast and the Furious. But he's more than just muscle, he got the moves. Johnson nearly had an NFL career before injuries kept him off the University of Miami's starting lineup, but not before winning a national championship with the Hurricanes in 1991. Currently enjoying his second professional career in show business, he's swimming in prosperity as the world's highest-earning movie star. Terry Crews. Terry Crews, an NFL player, was humbled by Hollywood. He said he left pro football with an arrogant attitude, thinking that the industry owed him a movie career. Instead, he found his new competition running circles around him. Actors have been taking drama classes for years while he was blocking plays and tackling guys. Crews' life revolved around football, from a whole ride to play football at Western Michigan University to being drafted by the Los Angeles Rams in 1991. In 1996, he turned to film, finding success with television series such as Everybody Hates Chris and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. He's also praised for supporting women and his opposition to sexism. Remaining physically fit, Crews trains in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which gives him the physique to be the face of Old Spice. The man your man could smell like. Lisa Kudrow. Lisa Kudrow? Really? Before landing on Friends, the lady behind Smelly Cat lit up tennis courts. Tennis courts and hilarious ladies again. We'd like to know whether the Women's Tennis League has any closet comedians. In her varsity tennis playing days, Kudrow attended Taft High School in Los Angeles as a brunette. Sometimes she goes to the courts to smash a few balls with her loved ones. Will Ferrell. True to form, Will Ferrell loves sports. Just viewing every single one of his films would tell you that. It seems as if Will Ferrell may have been aiming for a different job all these years, from a professional ice skater in Blades of Glory to a NASCAR driver in Talladega Nights, a basketball player in Semi-Pro, and a dad soccer coach in Kicking and Screaming. Given this, it's hardly unexpected that Ferrell played soccer competitively throughout high school. The actor now owns the Los Angeles FC soccer club. Even though he didn't succeed as a professional athlete, he tried to appear in films. Jason Statham. For 12 years, Jason Statham was a top high diver in the world, competing for the British national diving team before he was cast as the antagonist in a series of action movies. To make ends meet, he worked as a male model. He then met Guy Ritchie. Good fortune was with us. Ritchie was inspired to create the part of Bacon in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, which catapulted the svelte Brit to stardom after he met Statham. Statham continues to do martial arts strength training. He can pull off many of his stunts because of his athleticism. He was almost murdered by one. The brakes of his vehicle failed when he shot Expendables 3. He fell into the Black Sea and nearly perished. Chuck Norris. This person is the recipient of 2 knocks from fortune. Before making his big screen debut, martial arts superstar Chuck Norris taught Steve McQueen karate. McQueen persuaded him to pursue a career in Hollywood. In the 1950s, Norris learned karate while serving in the U.S. Air Force in Korea. Remember that besides portraying fighters on television, He's been an unbeaten martial arts champion since 1968. Look at this skill set. In Tang Soo Do, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and Judo, Norris is a black belt. 3 black belts total from it. In addition, he created Chun Kuk Do, his combat technique. These acts of self-defense in the movie elevated the guy to a legendary figure. Maybe you've seen him in the Delta Force, Code of Silence, or Good Guys Wear Black. John David Washington. The fact that Denzel Washington's son is a successful actor is not shocking. That John David Washington was an accomplished football player before becoming famous is startling. He may have some large shoes to fill, but he seems to be doing a great job of it. The youthful actor who played opposite the gifted Adam Driver in the highly renowned Black Klansman made his big screen debut after 4 seasons with the Sacramento Mountain Lions of the United Football League. Without a doubt, we're waiting on Washington. Andre the Giant. Because of his fantastic height, famed professional wrestler Andre Rene Rousimov saw enormous popularity throughout the 1970s and 1980s. He seemed to be of a different species at 7 feet 4 inches. Because of his unusual size, he was known as Andre the Giant. It makes sense. His menacing visage helped him gain roles as villains in several films after his time as a wrestler. He starred with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Conan the Destroyer, of course, but he didn't become the most well-known giant in cinema until he was cast in The Princess Bride. The one significant barrier to beloved Wesley was his persona, Fezzik. His performance made him famous all around the globe. Ellen DeGeneres. Is there any other way you can see Ellen DeGeneres sitting on a white sofa than in a white suit? Even if one were to go back years to her sitcom and stand-up days, it would be challenging to see Ellen doing anything other than charming her adoring audience with little charming asides. The famous comedian once tried out for tennis, which is her sport of preference, given that tennis tends to need a white clothing code. The comedian even participated in a celebrity tennis match where she once faced off against basketball great Michael Jordan and tennis pro Naomi Osaka. Dolph Lundgren. He has a master's degree in chemical engineering and is a champion in martial arts. In addition, MIT granted him a Fulbright scholarship. Dolph Lundgren became distracted from his studies at MIT to pursue a career in acting, where he played the antagonistic role of Ivan Drago in the Rocky film series. Lundgren starred in action films for Universal Soldier and Masters of the Universe. For the Swede, good fortune appeared fairly often. Naturally, he did his stunts as an action movie star. In addition to practicing martial arts, he lifts weights. During the filming of Rocky IV, rumor has it that when Sylvester Stallone instructed Logan to keep it real in the ring, Lundgren responded with a chest blow that left Stallone unconscious in the critical care unit for 4 days, surrounded by all these nuns. Mahershala Ali. Mahershala, before he played Remy Ali, short for Mahershala Lala Hashbaz Ali Gilmore, played basketball. He was a formidable 6'3" Division I basketball guard at St. Mary's College. He's now the only Muslim, male, and black actor to win 2 Oscars for Best Supporting Actor. He first came from Moonlight's Juan, and his second came from the Green Book's Don Shirley. What a success! The Academy Award for Best Picture went to both movies. Ali discovered in college that Shakespearean theater drew him more than his on-court exploits. Ali was a sports enthusiast from birth and became disillusioned with collegiate team culture. Nothing mattered except victories and output, and he was threatened with being moved to the University of Denver. His teammates were treated like cogs. In addition, Ali's father passed away during his junior year. The tragic incident further influenced him to pursue a creative profession. John Matuzak. John Matuzak was a fantastic defensive lineman who spent much of his playing career with the Raiders. In the process, the sportsman won 2 Super Bowls. After his athletic career took a nosedive, Matuzak received several calls from Hollywood agencies offering him roles as big movie characters. The man is built like a house, which is not unexpected, but the part he played as the sloth in The Goonies was the most memorable. That expression will never fade. However, the actor's untimely death at the early age of 38 unfortunately terminated what would have been a successful cinematic career. If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon